Welcome back to Let's Be Blunt, the podcast, with me, your host, Cheyenne. As always, my social medias are in my bios of all my platforms, as well as my Linktree is also in my bio. That's where you can find all my streaming platforms and all my social medias as well. It's been a long 2024. I feel like January took forever. It's snowing again like it wasn't 70 degrees the other day in Chicago. And after all that being said and done, I'm finally glad to get you on this podcast. We've been planning this shit since last year almost now at this point. I want to introduce a very dear friend and a really productive man in general. David, go ahead and introduce yourself a little bit.
Hey, how you doing? My name is David J. Silas, writer, director, author, father.
Yeah.
But yeah, David J. Silas, man, and I'm just happy to be here.
Now, like you said, you are a director, writer, artist, everything in between, father. How do you balance yourself? What made you become from childhood to the man you are today?
From childhood to the man I am today. A lot of similarities, a lot of differences. I will say that. I think I attribute a lot of the person who I am right now today to all the things that went on during my childhood. You know, just a lot of the moves that moms made. You know, I originally from the Roseland area in the hundreds in Chicago. You know, and we kind of moved from there, going to Elgin and some suburbs and things like that. So I think that the exposure to a lot of different ethnicities, a lot of different things, it kind of made me a little bit more diverse. I was still rooted in where I was, but just me being able to experience a lot of different cultures, it kind of like helped to develop me.
Is that mostly in the Chicago area, or have you been outside of Illinois and traveled a lot as well?
Oh yeah, mostly in the Chicago area, but you know, I didn't step out. You know, I didn't been, you know, Central Illinois, St. Louis area. You know, there's other areas that I visited. You know, and things like that. But as far as being in a standing base, you know, Chicagoland area, those suburbs, Central Illinois. Things like that.
Give people to discuss a little bit about you growing up and stuff like that. Give people kind of the range of the era that you grew up in and kind of your mindset behind, you know, what you saw growing up and how that influenced you and your professions.
Oh, well, shit. Well, you know, me coming up, you know, I come up in, you know, I was born in 72, so I'm 52. Right, and so I come up in that era, crack, gangbang, you know, when, you know, all the mobs in the organizations was pretty much, you know, out there in the city in Chicago. It's like, you know, to me and anybody who know the history of our city, because Chicago is really definitely considered the gangster capital.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And we got a rich history of gangsterism, if you want to put it like that. So, you know, a lot of my life, you know, coming up, you know, I was really a part of that street movement where there was a lot of organization to what it is that we do. So it's a lot of things that I've seen. It's a lot of things that I've been a part of that, you know, that just helped me to really step into just being a different type of man, taking care of things, you know. So,
but that makes sense. I feel like when you talk about the professions you have come into, was writing really your first profession? You feel it?
Writing was my first passion. Writing is something that I've loved for my whole entire life, and it's something that I knew that it was something that I loved. You know, I won't say that it was something that I knew that I was good at, because it took years and years for me to share my writing.
Yeah.
You know, so I never had the opportunity to get the feedback from others to make me know that what it was that I was doing was really dope. It was dope to me. You know what I'm saying? But until other people begin to validate it, that's when you start to say that, oh, okay, you know, well, maybe I am on to something.
Okay, I feel that. I know you have a few books. If audience wants to find those items, where can they do that at?
Oh, okay. Well, I do got a couple books right now. I got some book, 2 books on Amazon Prime. One of the books is called The Block. The other one is called What Love Sees. And you, like I said, that you can find them on Amazon Prime. But I will say this: one of the versions of The Block that's on Amazon Prime, it's not the version that it should be there. I've been trying hard for them to kind of change it out, but that's not the version. It's another version on there that is the book. But in any case, yeah, you can find that there. And those particular projects, The Block was the first book that I actually wrote, got done, and got published. And that was all, during the course of me being locked up.
Okay. When you talked about being locked up, let's go into more detail about it because it was a decent amount of time.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you went through a lot of government paper to write this book.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, it was a nice, decent amount of time. I did 10 straight. I called. I got sentenced to 20 years in 2006. I called my case in 2005. I fought the case for about 13 months in the county, and then I got sentenced to 20 years. I had 2 bank robberies. So they was offering me 30 the whole time. So you know what I'm saying, and 30 was the max on it. So it was like, what you gonna do? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I went to trial. I blew trial, and they gave me 20, and it was that from there. And but one of the things that I did do though was that from the very beginning, because that wasn't my first time being locked up. Yeah. But I wasn't 18 no more. I wasn't 22 no more. I was done. Yeah. And then I'm 30 years old, and they trying to give me 30 years. So those were some eye-opening moments. And in those moments was the times when I really, really buckled down, and I said that, man, you got to do something different.
Now, honestly, anybody I've been taught to that's gone to cook has either drastically changed their lives for the better or it's drastically made them worse. When you talk about the quality of care that inmates get, you either have those people that be like, yo, we get 3 meals a day, fuck it. Or you have those people that are like, nah, yo, like, you have the women out here getting 4 pads a month. Yeah. Which is crazy. Yeah. Like, it's the quality of life. What do you think small changes can happen to make inmates' lives better? Other than, like, reform, school, work type shit,
Right. Well, first of all, Cook County Jail the worst place on earth. It is. I'm going to tell you that, man. I done been to almost every state penitentiary, with the exception of Menard and just a couple other joints. Ain't nothing like Cook County. Incarceration itself is one of the most demoralizing things that you deal with. People think that they got, people doing them wrong and it's rights and all of that shit when you out here. Once they get you behind them doors and they get you behind them gates and the bars, that life is different. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And it's some of the most demoralizing things that you'll experience while you're locked up. When you speak about the quality of life, the quality of life is all the way at the bottom of the barrel when you locked up. Because I believe just purely out of survival instincts and people understanding and people having the ability to adapt to circumstances, they're able to adapt to what's going on. But what's going on, that shit ain't life. And they know they don't be right with a lot of that shit that's going on that take place up in there. So when you say what could be done, if they had real oversight, if they had real reform, if they really did push what's needed to be done for a lot of people who are affected with mental illnesses that go on up in there, you know, it's sort of like, you know, and then like Chicago, you know, our county jail, you know, 26 in California, you know, it just got a different type of a ring to me because just from a creative standpoint. And you know, and they got a song that's by the Eagles and it's called Hotel California, right? And in the song itself, Hotel California is a place of misery. Yeah. You know, people go there just to, you know, drugs, you know, prostitution, everything bad that's taking place in Hotel California. But people can't stop themselves from getting there. You know what I'm saying? And I kind of like see 26 in California the same way. Yeah. You know, you get up in there and anything and everything that's corrupt, bad, and anything is taking place. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of demons and everything. But at some point, people have to find themselves, you know, and you look up and you say that this ain't what I want. You know, and you know that the odds of somebody else changing the circumstances in there is slim to none, but they're, and the odds of you changing yourself are much better than that situation change. So you got to get that in your head. Fuck that. This gonna always be what it's gonna be. I gotta be something different so that I don't keep experiencing this.
That's true. You gotta talk when you're talking about being sent in a jail or a prison, regardless of what you're talking about. Like, you have to talk about the real factor that politics is a real fucking thing. It doesn't matter. You could be a fucking lawyer and go to jail. What you are is where you're going.
Yeah.
If you're not winning shit, ain't nobody else gonna take you. So now you're alone, which is worse.
Yeah.
Like, and you have crazy ass cell leaders in these jails who expect you to do certain things. Now you're expected to clean. You're expected to do certain things, which you should do anyways because you're with other people.
Right.
But people are crazy. You feel me? So try to tell a crazy person to follow politics, when in reality, it would just be so much easier if we could all coincide. But you locked up for a long period of time.
Yeah.
There has to be some kind of order and structure, I feel like.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You know, being incarcerated is a world inside of the world. Okay, so you know the world that we live in, everything, every type of environment that you live in, any type of community, any type of society that you live in, is gonna have some type of form of structure to it. Because nothing can exist without structure. Nice. You know what I'm saying? People who feel as though that chaos is something that can reign, it just can't reign. You know what I'm saying? Because everything needs structure, and chaos is the direct opposite of that. You know what I'm saying? So even in the harshest of circumstances and things like that, everything still has a society type of it comes together in a society type of thing. So within the society, it has to be structured. So even within the jail systems and things like that, the mobs and the organizations, they have their own structure. The guards and the facility has its own structure, and they have to learn to coexist. You know, and that's where the politics of things come in within the system. But there's a greater deal of politics that brings about who gets in that system, how long you be in that system, why the system is in place the way that it is, the type of the economics that come behind the system, and you know, economics drive everything. You know, everything is based upon a dollar value, and anything that has the potential to greatly increase the economic value of anybody, you know, for any particular person or company, then it's going to constantly get it. It's not going to be a way to stop it. It's just like now. That's why they have so many privatized prison system because there's so much money that's based there. You get a lot from it because people get locked in behind them doors. You said the thing about the cleaning and everything, but they do slave labor up in it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The things that they create, there's things that go on in every department store, major department store that's taking place out here, that those things are made by people who are in and they getting paid 5 cents an hour, things like that.
Yeah.
You getting $30 a month. You know what I'm saying? If you got you a good job, you getting $120 a month. You know what I'm saying? So, it's all politics. It's and as long as they can get the type of work that they get and make the numbers that they get, then you can always believe that incarceration is gonna be big business.
Yes.
So as long as incarceration is big business, reform can't never be a part of that business. You see what I'm saying? It's the same thing with pharmaceuticals. As long as we gonna have things that are gonna be needing treatments to, we can't never cure it. But we'll keep on treating it. So we're gonna do the same thing, with incarceration. We just gonna keep on treating it by locking somebody up, lock them up, keep them locked up, boom, treat it, get them on up out of here, they'll be back. You know what I'm saying? Instead of applying the things that they need to help to reform them to not come back. That's the cure.
That's factual.
There ain't no money in no cure.
When you talk about being locked up, we can really start talking about your movie because that's some big news in itself. I mean, it really is. It's the reason that. Did you have time to think about that when you was in jail, or is it really just your books? Or let's start telling me about this movie though. I didn't hear about it.
Well, it wasn't never. Everything was just a writing process and everything. It was a transition. I started off, just doing writing on the school side, then went to music, and then from that transition into writing some books and things like that. Once I got incarcerated. I really dug in deep on just writing books. So I wrote about 7, 8 different books, different genres, because I didn't never want to box myself in. But once I moved past writing music, writing books, I developed a greeting card company, which your mom's helped me a lot out with. Your mom, she was instrumental in a lot of things that happened for me. Because while I was incarcerated, she was the one who was transcribing everything. Everything I did was handwritten, and it was mailed out to her.
Yeah.
And I'm talking about hours, days, weeks, months, you know what I'm saying, putting it all together and everything. Yeah. And because of her, though, my book was able to get put into the format and the form that it was necessary for it to be to even get to the point of it being published. So I always got a sweet spot for moms for that. And for real. And I'm gonna tell you this because you got to understand when you incarcerated that you absolutely 100% have to rely on people on the outside.
Yeah, you do.
And everybody is not blessed to be able to have somebody that has the willingness to do that, to do anything, but especially to do that type of work. Yeah. That's very tedious. And it's a lot that goes into that. Yeah. And and you got to have an understanding of that to be able to appreciate it the right way.
That's right.
But in any case, moving past all of that, we made the whole step from writing the books and everything, and I was just ecstatic when the books was published. I got a lot of love from the people who I was incarcerated with. A lot of people brought the books and everything. But then once that had went on, I still had years left. When my book got published, I think I still had like 7 years left, 6 years left.
Oh wow.
Yeah, So, but that was something that really. It gave me such a boost and such a, it's like, I'm locked up, I'm making my moves, I'm taking care of my business, and then this happens. So just the momentum of that carried me for the next couple of years of doing things, what I'm saying? And eventually, I remember I ended up in Galesburg, And I get there in Galesburg, and my celly, it was a Latino dude too, and he was into writing, but he wasn't into writing books. He was into writing movies.
Okay.
Yeah, so he was the first one who really, sat me down and was like, "Oh yeah, this is this, and that," because we was chopping it up about me doing the books and stuff, and he was like, "Oh yeah, you like this what I'm doing," so we get a chance to chop it up with each other, and he was like, "Man, when you get a chance," he said, "get this book right here," and he told me to get the Screenwriter's Bible. You know what I'm saying? And it was tripped out because we was only sellers for like 2 weeks. Wow. I got there, we chopped it up, you know what I'm saying, for them 2 weeks, and then he transferred, and then I never saw him no more, beyond that. But I got that book, and then when I got that book, it really showed me a lot of what I wanted to do, and then my creative juices just came. The reason why the county came about was because Friday is one of my favorite movies.
I love Friday.
So I basically was, I didn't want to make a movie that was like Friday. I wanted to make a movie that had that Friday vibe and that Friday feel, that Friday feel.
And it does too.
Yeah, so and we nailed it though, and then and I can remember when I was writing it, I was in Jacksonville. I was in East Moline. And I was really on my way out the door. I think I had like about 2 or 3 years left. Yeah. So I'm on my way out the door, and I'm really locking down. I'm into writing these scripts and shit. And it was one of my homies, man, Rose. My homie Rose. He was funny as hell. You know what I'm saying? He used to have me dying every fucking day. So when I started writing the movie, I had my son in mind for the lead character who I was writing. But Rose, I took D-Boy character, in there and wrote it right from this dude, man. But in the end, the script was popping. I had one of my homies, he my best friend now, what I'm saying, one of my best homies now. We met when we was locked up. But that's my man Short. What's up, my man? What's up, Short? But he was the first one to read the complete script, and when he read it, he was like, "Hey," he said it just like this, "Hey, we gonna do this shit."
Yeah.
And sure as shit stink, he went home a year before me. You know what I'm saying? Stayed 100 the whole time. Came home. We locked in. When it came time to do the money, do the movie, man, he was the first one in line with money, with locations, with whatever it was. You know what I'm saying? I'm forever grateful for that. You know what I'm saying? But the movie turned out dope as hell, funny as hell.
It was.
You know what I'm saying? And and we get a lot of love from it. Had an outstanding premiere. We got close to 700 people to come out for the premiere.
It was busy.
Yeah, we got close to 700 people to come out to the premiere. And now the movie is on Amazon Prime. It's on YouTube TV, Reveal, and it's steady getting picked up by other channels. And it's just like, it's one of those things now to whereas anybody that tap in, check the movie out. The County on Amazon Prime, YouTube TV, David J. Silas. The County, the movie is absolutely hilarious. I'm not, I ain't the type of dude that's just gonna be.
So one more time, you said the platforms you can get this movie at, because everybody should have to watch it.
Oh yeah, you can check it out most definitely, man. Look, we need all the support. I'm looking for all the support that I can get. Check me out on Amazon Prime. You can check me out on YouTube TV, The Reveal. But more so, I really want to get the big up on Amazon Prime, right? Because I got multiple projects. You know what I'm saying? So we're getting ready to go into my next 2 projects this year. But The mindset is this: is that Amazon Prime, they have their own Amazon originals. You know, so the project that I've just done, if it does well, you know, I'm talking about one of them outstandingly well. With Amazon Prime, they're gonna cut into me and they're gonna, what else you got?
Okay.
You know,
Yeah, definitely.
right. So the book that I got, you know, the block, which is a street, you know, it's straight urban street story. And like I say, this ain't, and I ain't gonna even say that it ain't no shot. You know, it's just me personally as a writer, you know, and like I say, you know, I didn't live that life. I didn't been out there. I didn't been out there all the way. You know what I'm saying? I didn't been locked up 3 times plus parole violations, and you know, and I done been out there. You know, my writing reflects that. You know, it's a real realism that comes along with my writing, and it don't matter if it's from the street side, the comedic side, the real drama side. You know, because I've lived a lot of life. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of the things get poured into my writing. So I'm saying all that to say this, that I got a project that's gonna be coming up it's gonna be a series. And it's gonna be based upon my book, The Block. All right. And you know, 50, they do the thing, they do the power thing, and they got that whole thing going on. And and I don't knock 50 for nothing. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because the man is a literal genius in my book, and everything that he's accomplished with his entire career, and especially with the Power Universe thing. You know what I'm saying? I give him big ups to that. But do I think that the writing in that is no? His best, not bad. No, that ain't it. That shit ain't it at all. You know what I'm saying? And once I get the opportunity to, you know, to lay my thing down, then people gonna really understand how much that ain't it. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? But it's a lane for everything. And I don't knock nobody for how they do their shit. You know, do your shit, because I'ma do mine. And you know, when I get to doing mine, then people gonna really motherfucking be like, damn, so these niggas been skating for a long time. You know, but you know, it's all good. You know what I'm saying? Everybody get their time to shine, man. That's facts. I have to shout out to the person that helped you with this movie. Shout out to Bose, because to be honest, Bose, you really did explain y'all's role and how you guys came together to really know these people. Explain a little bit of casting, the production of this movie. How did y'all really get to this point in this? Like, where did you come from? Yeah, that's a good question, right? Because, and I'm gonna say this, right, that I don't take nobody's shine. I don't steal no shines for nothing. You know, for one, I'm not no spotlight dude, so I don't even like being in the front. You know, I love to play the back. But anybody and everybody who contributes to anything that makes me able to move forward, then I definitely give them their props. So I like to say first and foremost that the only thing that David J. Silas came into this absolutely fully understanding and fully believing in was his ability to write. You know what I'm saying? I'm a writer, man. I'm a writer's writer. And the people who I was blessed to be able to get myself connected with. So first and foremost, I'm gonna give my first shout out to John Ruffin. John Ruffin, he an amazing talent. He take care of a lot of business, you know, right here in the side. You know, some of the most awesome plays, you know, that Chicago has ever got an opportunity to see was put on by John Ruffin, and he's continuing to do that now. Yeah. You know, so I was blessed to be able to get in tune with John, and John, he was interested in my project that I'm speaking about with the block. Yes. You know, unfortunately, everything didn't work out with that project. You know, but through John, I met Boaz. You know what I'm saying? And through that relationship, me and Bo decided to start working on the county. Now through Boaz, I met one of the most pivotal persons, you know, that are part of this project, which was Cassandra Bell. You know what I'm saying? Cassandra, she came in, and I'm gonna tell you this: that right now, today, that I'm 100% confident that if I had to start day one right now, that I can get out there and make a whole movie.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
I
saying?
believe it, yeah.
I can do that now. But the only reason that I know that I can do that is because of Cassandra.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? She really put me through a real boot camp on understanding on everything. She did the casting project, the parts of it.
Okay.
She did the pre-production of it. She helped me to understand exactly how to do pre-production. You know, she actually got my cameraman, you know, which is Danny Juanez, man. Big ups to Danny, man. Big shout out to Danny Juanez, man. You know, ESO Productions, you know, the man's a genius, and people who get an opportunity to work with him in the future, then they're gonna be able to see what I'm talking about. Danny is an amazing talent.
Gotcha.
You know, so and then big ups to Danny, you know, for everything that he did as a part of this project. But yeah, so Boaz instrumental. Bo is like what he would say. If Bo was here right now, I could hear Bo saying, "Yeah, you know, I'm Boaz McGee, the most interesting person in the world." You know
Having
what I'm
the biggest fucking smile.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. The most. I don't think that I've ever met anybody more confident.
No, he's mad confident. Yeah.
And you know, and Bo got a confident, arrogant humbleness to him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Boy, you know, really, really good guy. You know what I'm saying? But with Bo contributed. Bo gave me an opportunity to piggyback off of his confidence.
Got you.
You know what I'm saying?
Got you.
Not only his confidence, but also his lane. He opened up his lane, his people, his know-how, you know, and that made such an impact on the project alone. Then he also contributed his years and understanding of how to direct.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And that was something that, you know, because like I told you that I just write. So, you know, when I decided to make this movie, and I ain't gonna even lie that, you know, I wanted to make the movie and everything and all of that, but, you know, I was married and everything, and then everything went sideways with the marriage, and then we was on a separation thing. So as soon as we separated, I was like, man, shit. Man, fuck that. I'm making this motherfucker movie for real now. I'm making this motherfucker for real now. Yeah. So, and then, and it really actually turned out to be perfect. You know what I'm saying? Whatever was going on with me at that time in my relationship, once all of that kind of started collapsing in and everything, then that was just, I'm talking about immediately right there on the horizon, and I was able to dive straight into that. Yeah. So, you know, I still had I had a few dollars, you know, that I had, you know, as a result of that. So I took what I had, and you know, and then like I said, you know, my man Short, he immediately, you know, was with it. And you know, and then eventually, you know, everything came together, you know, to do that. But you know, I contribute a lot of it to Bo, to Cassandra. You know, I gotta, you know, always look toward John, because these are the people who really plunged me into it, and all the actors and everything else that's around it, it came as a result of that. So so big ups to them, man. You know, much love to all of those who believed in not only myself, but in the project, the county. Big up to Boaz, Space McGee, Cassandra Bell, John Ruffin, my entire cast, Deshaun Sanford, my son, Michon Williams, Chrissy Reyes, Jason Berry. And this goes on. It goes on and on. Katie Wilson. And I'm going to tell y'all something about Katie. My goodness, man. She a superstar. Katie Wilson is a drop dead superstar. You know what I'm saying? And people are gonna see her more and more. And the only thing that she just needs is just that one time that she bangs on. You know. So I had a just a blessed project. Bo said it best and the most often, which was, gee, this a God project. Everything gonna come together. You know, everything gonna be good. And when I look at the cast, I look at what we did. I look at how funny the shit is, how good it is, how well it was made, developed, the acting, the I mean, it's just to be a first project. I couldn't have asked for anything.
No, big facts.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it was on Prime, yo.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? We had damn near 700 people come out, you know, and laugh their ass off. You know, and then that's crazy because the only person who wasn't in the motherfucking theater was me. I was so nervous the whole time. I mean, I stayed outside the doors the whole time. Boy, and it felt good because I'm on the outside and I'm hearing people laugh their ass off. You know what I'm saying? So that was a good time for me. You know, and I just look at that. And you know, and it made me feel good because you know I had all the cast and everything up there, and I knew that we did something good. Yeah. I knew we had something special. You know, so when everybody was there, and you know, and they had the opportunity to be in that theater, and they hear all of these people going crazy about what's going on. You know what I'm saying, man? That's love, you know, and it's gonna get better.
I want to talk to you about one more thing about where do you think you said you're working on more books, you're working on more movies, TV shows. What do you feel like, is there any more, how do I phrase it, any more big other conceptual things that you want to do for your career other than writing? Is there any like other platforms you want to try to achieve as well?
Yeah, you know, I got a whole societal view of things.
Okay.
You know, for one, I ain't never leaving Chicago. You know what I'm saying? I'll get something, you know, and everything. But you know, I love Chicago. Yeah. You know, I know where my city is. I know where my city needs work at. You know what I'm saying? And I know what money do. You know, and you know, just being all the way blunt, since we don't just be blunt, you know, that I already know that success is imminent for me. Yeah. You know, this is something that me and the creator, we already didn't have this long conversation about all of this. So everything is just a part of a stepping stone, and I really do have a whole vision that's laid out, you know, from project to project. And see, and the thing of it is that the movies and the music and the entertainment is all just a part of the bigger picture. This the capital part. You know, this the capital part. We spoke a little bit about the politics. Everything has a political aspect to it. Yes. You got to understand how to navigate through those things. Spiritual aspect to everything. There's a spiritual aspect. See, but when you say that, see, the spiritual aspect of the whole thing is driving me now. The spiritual aspect leads the train. So everything that I'm doing is channeled through what I already understand from my spiritual self. You know what I'm saying? That's when I say about me and the creator didn't already have a conversation about all of this. That's the spiritual part of the whole movement of what I got going on. You know, so I understand that the movies and everything, the entertainment part, that's a part of the capital. The capital is needed for the next steps that come in, which is a part of the community. Gotcha. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. The community ties get built in through my entertainment, what I do, the people who I connect myself with. You know, I don't connect myself to people willy-nilly. You know what I'm saying? Everything that I do, I'm a serial strategist. You know what I'm saying? Pretty much everything that I do is very methodical. You know what I'm saying? I think about it for a very long time. You know, so when I do meet people and people come across my timeline and I understand where they fit in, you know what I'm saying? Then those are the relationships that I culture, you know what I mean, that I try to develop. I put what's necessary into them because I understand where they play the role in my life. And it doesn't have to be in my present life.
Yes.
Because I don't even look on that timeline no more. You know what I'm saying? I understand what's going on here. I need to understand what's going on 2, 3, 5, 10 years from here. So
yeah, see people's potential beyond right to present.
Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? And that's important for what it is that I got going on. You know, everybody got their own thing going on. Like I said before, I don't knock nobody for how they do their shit. Do your shit. If that shit working for you, let it work for you. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna get in the way of that. Only thing I ask is don't nobody get in the way of my shit.
Facts.
If my shit is working for me, you know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna step on your toes in no type of way. But because of that, then I'm gonna have to absolutely demand that you don't do the shit to me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's how that goes.
Exactly. When I think about the future of any business, this younger generation really has a chokehold on social media of how to market really. As much as the younger generations like, no, marketing's for, older people. We really do have a chokehold on how we like things to look. What would you say being in the entertainment field, as long as you have any advice for people trying to come up on the social media marketing, or not necessarily social media, but the media in general? How do you get yourself out here with everybody who's out here? You feel me?
Like you say, man, the younger generation that has a chokehold on those things. You know what I'm saying? Don't nobody have a monopoly on creativity. You know what I'm saying? The younger generation understands creativity in a way that some of the older generation doesn't. You know, so what I would always say is be yourself, be as creative as you possibly can, and understand that you have so many things at your disposal. Yes. You know what I'm saying? And it's just a matter of that, like spiritual teachers will tell you that there's nothing new under the sun, and it absolutely isn't. You know what I'm saying? There's only so many ways that you could write a love song. Yes. There's so many ways that you could write a love story. There's so many ways that you could write a street story, or whatever the case might be. Your job as a creator is to add your spice to it to make that so many ways just a little bit different. Exactly. So that means be yourself, believe in yourself. If you got a dream, stick to it. And this is important. This is something that's really important. And this is what I want people to always take away from me. I'm 52 years old. I've been incarcerated 3 times, plus parole violations. You know, I did the whole gangbanging thing. I done sold drugs from state to state. I done did the whole bad boy shit, everything. You know what I'm saying? I never one time throughout all the bad that ever took place in my life, I never stopped believing in my dream. So I never stopped chasing it. Yeah. And now, at 52 years old, making movies, on my way to making my next few projects, on my way to being one of the best writers that this generation is going to know. You know, I want people to always understand that it's never too late to chase down a dream. You just never give up. You know, I don't care what your circumstances was. I done been through it all. I done did all that shit. Yeah. Can't nobody tell me, man, Joe, man, shit fucked up, man. I've been locked up, man. I don't hear that shit. Yeah. You know what I mean? Can't nobody tell me, man, Joe, shit been fucked up, man. I was on drugs. Man, I don't want to hear that shit. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Oh, man, shit fucked up, man. I ain't had nobody looking out for me. Man, I don't want to hear that shit. You know what I'm saying? Because I done been through all that shit. You know, so I'm already knowing. I'm not telling you something that somebody told me. I'm telling you what I went through. You know what I'm saying? And the shit is real. And the only thing you got to do is believe in yourself. Fuck what everybody else talking about. You're going to eventually know it. It's going to eventually, the right people are going to come around who believe in you the way that you need them to. You know, because, and this is another thing, and this is important for people not to get this shit twisted, is that there is absolutely 0 people on this planet that are self-made. anybody who is a success out there, anybody who you see who is making it, I don't care if they're making it in the dope game, in the legit game, in the corporate field, in the entertainment field, the music, movies, or whatever, there's a team of people around them.
Yeah, that's true.
So that's what you gotta do. You gotta find your tribe. Find your tribe, find your people who are able to help you get to where you're trying to go. And don't never believe you can do it by yourself. The moment you start thinking that you could do some shit by yourself, you on the road to motherfucking failure.
That's facts.
You know what I'm saying? You're gonna keep on motherfucking falling down until you humble yourself and say that, you know what, I need some people around me. You know what I'm saying? But so to answer your question, man, don't give up. Stay creative. Do your shit. You got so much stuff at your disposal. Utilize it. Use it. Ask questions. Be willing to listen. You know what I'm saying? Don't think that the way that you do things is the end all. You know what I'm saying? Listen to some people, man. You know what I'm saying? Experience is the best teacher, and some people have had different experiences that you haven't had yet.
Key,
Communication is key.
That being said, let everybody know again where they can find you, all your platforms, stuff like that. I'll put it in the bio, but definitely let people know.
Oh yeah, once again, you know, David J. Silas. You can get me on Facebook, David J. Silas Author, Instagram, David J. Silas Author, and once again, check me out on YouTube TV and most definitely Amazon Prime. The movie is called The County, Dacounty by David Joseph Silas. My son, Nishan Williams, and Deshaun Sanford, Chrissy Reyes, Jason Derry as the Sky. We got Katie Williams, comedian L. Naeem Matthews, you know, and the list goes on. You know, most definitely check us out. Check those names out. But you know, what I just dropped their platforms. They got multiple projects that's out, and we all the way up.
I appreciate you, of course, being on the show. It's been a dope time. I can't wait to see the new projects come out. You know, we get to get more and more of you on the podcast for sure. Everybody, as always, my social medias are in my bio for Let's Be Blunt, and all my platforms of streaming are on my Linktree, which is also in my bio. Stay tuned for new and upcoming events on Let's Be Blunt. This is season 3.
Big ups to Cheyenne. Love, let's be